Just a disclaimer, this person here isn't relevant to anything that's being spoken in this video. Just because these words seem to be coming through this mouth, that doesn't mean that this particular image, this form, has anything to do with the message. This person is completely irrelevant to it, despite the fact that it's coming through this body. And what the message essentially is that everything is sameness. There's nothing other. There's nothing different in the ultimate sense. And so the reason why this person isn't relevant to that is because this person, as a separate individual, is predicated upon a false notion of duality. Nothing at all is truly separate in order for there to be a person here. There isn't really a separate person here. This experience right now, this present moment, is an appearance of your consciousness. This is what your mind looks like. You're not looking at some other person from you. When you see this form here, this is equally an appearance of your mind as anything else. This is the arising of phenomenal consciousness right here. And so this body is quite literally simply a rendering of your mind. And yes, it's based on sensory data, which is beyond that body, but the appearance of it is intimately the appearance of your own mind. And what is included with that is equally the appearance of that body over there, the one that is called my body over there. That's also an appearance of consciousness. And this sort of flips the ordinary perception of reality on its head, because seemingly everyone is convinced that they are a particular body exclusively. You say, I am this, and then everything else is that. But when you consider that the body as well, as you can look down at it and perceive it, it's equally this phenomenal arising of consciousness. It's not really different in any way. So the experience that you have of this body that you've been claiming to be you, it's a transient appearance of the mind. And I would suggest that the way that that body is experienced isn't the way that it objectively is. That's the subjective interpretation of how it is, as the mind renders an experience based on sensory data. And that rendering of experience is an interpretation of that sensory data. It's a representation of it. It's not the objective thing itself, it's a representation of it. So you've never actually experienced yourself with a capital S, the real you. You're not an experience to be had. You're not some entity, some locus of control behind the mask of sensations, which could also be an object of knowledge. You're the formlessness appearing as all forms. Nothingness appearing as everything. You are absence appearing as fullness. And that's not a thing that is to be believed. It's something that can become immediately obvious once you're able to include everything and notice that there isn't really any individuation of substance within these separate things. As you look out into this world that seems to be full of separate things, none of the individuated experiences have their own unique substance to them. They're all equally appearances of consciousness, the real you. And that real you is as well devoid of a solid substance. There's just nothing to it. And yet, you can appear as everything. It's just that the appearances themselves are empty of their own substance. And so you're nothing and everything. You are what is and what isn't.